Hare Krishna. We are not products of our situations. We are products of our decisions. All of us face difficult situations at times in our life. And sometimes those difficult situations can constrict our path ahead. They can just restrict our choice so much. Suppose we fall very sick and we are bedridden at that time. Then that situation determines that we can't do any physical activity. And at the same time, that situation doesn't determine our mental activity. That situation doesn't determine what it is that we think about. Now, if we decide to think about something constructive, if we decide to think of something destructive, something negative, say we think, oh, why did I have to become sick like this? Why did this sickness have to become so acute? Why did this have to happen so much at this time only? My friends are out there enjoying. Like that, when we start feeling sorry for ourselves, then that negative thought hurts us often more than the negative situation. Now, we may not realize it, but we have taken a decision to feel sorry for ourselves. Now, we may not have taken that decision right then. We may have taken that decision earlier by repeatedly cultivating a mentality of feeling sorry for ourselves whenever we face trouble. And then, because we have taken that decision repeatedly, now that decision has become like a default decision for us, which happens almost unthinkingly, subconsciously, almost involuntarily for us. And we start feeling sorry for ourselves, we start pitying ourselves, we start lamenting. And that is just very difficult to deal with for us, and we become difficult for others to deal with. Because just coming close to us means coming close to a person permeating with negativity. So, if we just understand this point, that we may not be able to determine our situations, but we are not determined by our situations. We are not their products. We, in terms of our consciousness, our thoughts, they are the products of our decisions. And the wonderful thing about bhakti is that it enables us to differentiate more and more between our situations and ourselves, and thereby it frees us to make healthier decisions. So, when we study the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita and we understand that we are not the body, that we are the soul that is different from the body, then what happens? We don't get so disturbed. So, na praharishet priyam prapya nodvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhir asammudho brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. Krishna says that if we don't let ourselves be determined too much by our circumstances, we don't get elated when there is something good happening to us, we won't get devastated when something bad happens to us. How can we do this? By cultivating spiritual knowledge, by striving to live in spiritual consciousness. Brahmavid brahmani sthitaha sthira buddhir asammudho. When we make our intelligence steady, we don't let that intelligence get deluded by worldly temptations, then we can march ahead in our life steadily, determinedly. So, by understanding that we are at our core spiritual, beyond the circumstantial, then we can decide, what am I going to think of? The more we practice bhakti, then the more our mind becomes attached to Krishna. Mai asakta manaha, Krishna says in 7.1 in the Bhagavad Gita. And the more the mind becomes attached to Krishna, the more we can raise our mind above our circumstances. Macchittaha sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Krishna says, if you become conscious of me, you will pass over all obstacles by my grace. So, the process of bhakti yoga enables us to to raise our consciousness above our situations, and thus make our decisions not based on our situations, but based on who we are and what our purpose in life is. When we understand that we are souls, we are parts of Krishna, then we make our decisions based on how we can best serve Krishna, not let them be determined by whatever is happening to us at present. And thus, Bhakti Yoga liberates us, elevates us above our circumstances, and liberates us to take the best decisions no matter how adverse be our situations. Thank you. Hare Krishna.